There you are. Oh, I thought we'd have to do the show without you, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasting will be a thrill. Grandpa and chill, grandson and friends. Podcasting Grandpa and chill will be a thrill, grandson and friends. With your hosts, Grandpa Barton, Brandon Fox, Phines Jackson, and Sierra Dawes. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Grandpa, you ready? Finest, you ready?
I'm ready.
It's a strong no from all around. All right, here we are. This is another episode of Grandpa and Chill. Election night is over technically, but we still do not know who is president. We are having a bundle of fun. This is sort of a I don't know whether to call it celebration or grieving, but we're here together and we've got some amazing musicians coming on. And as a special treat, our first two guests, we have someone from the millennial generation and then someone more towards Grandpa's generation. And we're all going to be together and listen to the amazing Alyssa Click perform. So let's get everybody on. Great.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Joe,
sick. I love it.
Joe is in space right now.
He doesn't want
Hey,
to be
Alyssa.
Hey guys.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Alyssa.
Oh,
Hi,
man.
Joe. Hi, Alyssa.
I guess I just want to start off with how are you two doing?
No.
Love that. And Joe? And Joe, you can keep yourself muted on the Zoom because we can hear you through the clean feed. But awesome. So Joe, I wanted to start off. What is your sort of favorite genre of music?
You know, for all my life, I've been through. I haven't picked a set genre because I've been in music quite a bit. I've gone all the way from classical to pop to country western, so I really couldn't pick a favorite genre. If I would, it would probably be classical.
Gotcha.
I was introduced to classical by my seventh grade teacher, and she introduced me to the Peer Gynt Overture, which really settled quite a bit in my mind. So I'd have to say classical.
Alyssa, you know that?
I do. I am actually, I have 3 degrees in opera performance. So yeah,
Oh,
I know that
cool.
one.
Well, after the second one, what made you pursue the third?
So the third one, so I got my master's in opera performance, and then I ended up staying on at my conservatory. And the third one is more arts admin, kind of.
Gotcha.
So I got to learn a lot more of the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on, as well as the instrumental side of everything, which was really, really interesting to me. And I got to just kind of work with some of the higher-ups in the conservatory itself and really get to learn from some of the best musicians I've ever met in my life.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. Look at me. I got 2 of the same music tastes on the first guest. That's awesome. Yeah. Grandpa, do you like that kind of stuff? Are you familiar?
I do, sure. Yeah. I love Mozart, and
He's my favorite.
you know, I like to listen to the Boston Pops by Arthur Fiedler. Directing the Pops, and you know, Joe, I really love the background that you have there.
I can change it.
No,
it's great.
Why'd you pick that one?
I picked that one because if you look at the shirt I've got on, it's the Mandalorian shirt. Mandalorian just came out this week, so
Yeah.
I'm sort of, celebrating that being out.
I love that.
I like the taste. That's great. Yeah.
No. Cool. So I think Grandpa knows this, but this is a super special episode because I've gotten some incredible performers. And Alyssa, if and when you're ready, I'd love if you could sing something for us, if that's
Yeah.
cool.
Do do you want me to intro it at all, or is it a
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
surprise?
please.
Awesome. So this is So in Love from Cole Porter's Kiss Me Kate. It is a musical based off of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew. And so it's basically a show within a show, which just gets very convoluted and confusing.
Yeah.
And I actually did this show in college, except I didn't do this role. So without further ado, and then do we want to sound check the track at all?
Yes, please.
Cool.
That'd be awesome.
Cool. So I will. Magnets wide. Okay. Can y'all hear that okay?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Okay. Cool, because that's as loud as it goes.
All right.
So it'll be closer to the microphone than me.
Sure.
A little bit loud. All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
It helps if I start it from the beginning. Strange dear, but true dear, when I'm close to you, dear, the stars fill the sky, so in love with you am I. Even without you, my arms fold about you. You know, darling, why so in love with you am I. In love with the night mysterious, the night when you first were there. In love with my joy delirious, when I knew that you could care. So taunt me and hurt me, deceive me, desert me. I'm yours till I die. So in love, so in love, so in love with you, my love, am
Wow.
Delightful.
God.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh my God. I gotta say, I had no idea what the show title was going to be called, and now I think I'm going to call it Catharsis, because that was very, very good
thank
to hear it.
you.
Yeah,
Wow. Look at that.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah,
That
it's-
third degree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Got
Looks
it.
like it sounds
Got it
like that.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely a show that's very close to my heart. So it's a musical, and it was the first musical where I got to belt a bunch and then also sing high B flats for absolutely no reason, and it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. And your ability to sustain those notes, that's insane.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Years of practice.
Yeah.
That was
How many
beautiful.
years? Yeah.
Thank you.
You miss performing live?
I miss it so much. But I actually, so like literally, I think 3 weeks ago, I got a gig with some performers, and we all got tested, and I got to record with them live, and
Whoa.
it was some of my really good friends, and I legitimately cried.
Yeah.
And we were singing
Yeah, I bet.
Sweeney Todd, and I'm over here sobbing. Because it's
Yeah.
like people I've been in casts with, and especially like, so the girl who played My Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd, we got closed the day after we finished staging the finale.
Wow.
So I got to hear her sing Mrs. Lovett again.
Wow.
It was really emotional. Like, and I know that my line of work is going to be one of the last ones to open back up. Because like, look at our audiences, look at how they're set up. They're huge, they're massive, and everyone is packed in close together. It's not really a virtual thing, especially like opera singing. A mic cannot capture what a live stage hall can. With musical theater, it's a little bit easier, but we're all adapting as best as we can to keep going.
I've super sadly never seen an opera live, and I wanted to go before the pandemic, and hopefully I'll get a chance soon. But
So, fun fact, I actually had never seen an opera live unless I was in it until my first year of grad school.
wow.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
online works too.
What drew you to opera specifically?
So it's a funny story. So I actually started out in musical theater. I've been performing since like 2003. And I've been obsessed with Kristen Chenoweth my whole life. And so I looked at her and went, well, she got a master's in opera and that worked out. Let's try it. So that's how I made the decision.
Yeah. You know what's awesome though is like Kristen Chenoweth is in the exact same situation we all are, you know, like, so it makes it slightly easier, but
yeah, and she's been like posting all of this wonderful stuff on social media, and I've really loved getting to see her still do her thing.
yeah. I wonder what that first time back on stage is gonna feel like. I mean, for like a theater or opera or music performance.
Literally anything. I'll stand on a stage and scream for 5 minutes. Go. I don't care what it is.
Oh yeah. Just spray those droplets at me, please. Like, yeah. I was in a show. We were just about to start rehearsals actually, so it's not like I had been through a process, but like there was a kissing scene, you know. And like, when's the next time that someone's like, people are gonna be allowed legally even to like go on stage and like be that physical for years? So yeah.
Well, I mean, I've really lucked out. I've got 4 other roommates here, and we're all singers. So like, if we want to stage something small, we can.
Yeah,
and, like,
your neighbors must hate you.
Oh, I have no idea, but they wake me up at 7 a.m., so I don't care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being.
Are they tap dancers?
No, but I am.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, wow. And an opera singer?
Yeah, I do a lot of crossover, so I do opera and musical theater.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I learned tap dancing my last degree.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Joe?
I said I wouldn't mind being our neighbor. It would be beautiful to hear her sing all the time.
Oh yeah, you should hear me in a practice room though. There's a lot of curse words and a lot of cracking.
Do you sing the cuss words or you just say them?
It depends on the day.
Oh, well, then it still could sound good then. All right.
Yeah, they're very well supported by the breath.
There you go.
Fuck.
That's great.
Yeah, that's useful.
There's a solid at the end though.
Do you perform, Joe?
I have in the past. Yeah, I've been on stage quite a bit, mostly in. Well, the last thing I did was Christmas Carol, and I was the Ghost of Christmas Present in that for 10 years at Hale Theater here in Gilbert, Arizona.
Wow.
I'm from Arizona.
Performed a lot. Never did a lot of musicals. You know, I did the last musical I did was I played Marcella, Beauty and the Beast. I played the father in it, and he had one solo, and that was a really fun solo to do. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I've only seen the animated movie version, but like that character breaks my heart. Yeah.
What a good dad. He was.
Yeah, for real. The dad is so sad in that, like so empathetic.
It was really a heartbreaking part because you try to figure out where you're at and what your character is going to be because you're torn between you really don't like this beast but you really love your daughter and she's in love with him. So it was an interesting character to play.
Wow, yeah, it's amazing. Do you guys listen to on your phones or whatever in your free time the same kinds of music that you perform?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I go through kicks where I will listen to one show on repeat for days. Sometimes it's a musical, sometimes it's an opera, sometimes it's a symphony, or sometimes I will just like pick an album by an artist I like and cycle. It literally just depends on the day.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like I love Jersey Boys. Don't hate me, but like I can't listen to the music like in my room. Like I have to see it to enjoy it, like otherwise I'd just like I would just listen to the Four Seasons or but yeah. How you doing, Grandpa?
I'm doing fine. I'm enjoying the show and the music.
Great.
But I didn't understand what we were doing this evening, and I thought that I didn't realize that I'm going to need some accompaniment for myself. And
No. That's going to be a special surprise. I got you an accompanist.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know what to expect. So
that's the grand finale. So you just go with the ride.
Okay. Sounds like a ride.
You get nervous now. You're getting stage fright, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I do get nervous because if you're a singer, a vocalist, then it helps to have a little practice and set it up right and everything. It makes a big difference. But nevertheless, I'll wait and have fun with it.
You have a beautiful voice, Grandpa.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So do you.
That's absolutely not true.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking about a singing voice, although I really haven't heard you sing, but yeah.
Yeah. Joe, I know that you mentioned acapella. I mean, not to put you on the spot. You can or cannot. It's up to you. But
that song was a song when I was about maybe 10 years old, and I'm probably older than Grandpa, and it was a song that was played over the radio, and I just loved it. Fell in love with it. My dad hated it. My mother hated it, and presently I just played it for my wife the other day on Alexa, and she hates it too. So it's called "I'm a Lonely Little Petunia in an Onion Patch."
Oh, that's funny.
You ever hear that song?
Good title. No.
I can sing it for you, but
yeah,
please.
Definitely.
I'm a lonely little petunia in an onion patch, an onion patch, an onion patch. I'm a lonely little petunia in an onion patch, and all I do is cry all day. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. The air's so strong it takes my breath away. I'm an only little petunia in an onion patch. Oh, won't you come and play with me? That's it.
Wow.
Cole Porter could write lyrics.
Delightful.
Who wrote that? That was very clever.
Yeah. I have to say there was something really beautiful about you floating in space. Singing that to me. Yeah. It feels so fitting for now. Yeah. Wait, so you guys are both in Arizona?
I'm from Arizona, born and raised, but I currently live in Boston.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Got you.
It's got to be a little cooler there than it is here.
Yeah, thank God.
Are you still in Arizona, Joe?
Oh,
Yes, I lived right in the Phoenix area, and right now it's 94 degrees outside.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Cool flex.
Damn.
Now you know why I'm in cool space.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy 24 hours for Arizonans.
I'm honestly very proud of my home state for flipping like that. I didn't expect it, and I am very pleasantly surprised.
Sure.
Yeah, I imagine that Arizonians probably were a little bit upset with the president attacking.
McCain.
Pardon?
Oh yeah, no.
John
if
McCain.
anyone attacks John McCain,
John McCain, yeah.
everyone in Arizona is gonna go apeshit.
Yeah, John McCain was a very revered character, and it was not really. That was a tragic mistake on his part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, John McCain was right next to Barry Goldwater here in Arizona. So.
Gotcha. How long ago, Alyssa, did you move out of Arizona?
I've been in Boston since fall 2016, so 4.5.
Gotcha. Did you go back home during the pandemic at all, or?
No, I don't trust Arizona. Sorry.
Oh.
Just like health-wise, and in the area that my mom and stepdad live in, where I would be staying, it just like it doesn't feel great. So I stay here. I still work here. Everything's remote right now, but I'm a voice teacher. I have connections with a couple schools out here. I perform out here. I was supposed to actually move to New York back in September, but that's on pause. So
the whole city for sure. Yeah. And
Alyssa, I'm just curious. Do you know who Jackie Evanko is?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think of her? I mean, she was singing when she was a young kid, maybe 8, 9 years old, 10 years old.
I don't think I've heard her recently enough to have an opinion, honestly. From what I remember, I wasn't mad about it, and that is all I have.
It's a good opinion to have.
We're a little over time, but I just wanted to ask Joe, how is it feeling in Arizona in the last 24 hours, in the last couple months? Like, what is the vibe been compared to before the pandemic?
The vibe has gone back and forth. It's been 50-50, almost a split on down the middle as to who, depending on who you talk to. There's been a lot of Trump rallies. There's been a lot of Biden rallies, and you just sort of sit back and you scratch your head as to where it was going to go.
Yeah.
It's been very confusing. But it's like I said, Trump made some huge mistakes in Arizona, and with Kelly running against McSally, that was a big controversy there. You've got a person who's already in the Senate that's doing a fairly decent job, but then you got Mark Kelly, who was coming up with his wife, was a senator here in Arizona for a long time, and a very revered lady, and so there was a lot of mixed emotions all the way around.
Sure. And what about walking down the street or going to a just like the feeling in town, city? I'm not sure.
It was, it was fine. We're pretty laid back in Arizona most of the time. I never ran into anybody that really was openly aggressive or anything. So
that's good. That's awesome.
Because it's too hot.
I had some people come into my office and present me with Trump flags, and had people come in and say they were going to be with Biden. So
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't even watch the election yesterday. So
me neither.
I voted, and I figured the country will get what it deserves.
Yeah, the something's been cast? The die has been cast. There it is. I sent my vote in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sent my vote in and said, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, you two both have really beautiful voices, and it's like for real.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on and preparing something. It was a super great way to start the show.
Thanks for performing for us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. A treat. Thank you.
Would you guys like to share on air, Alyssa first, and then Joe? Any socials, anything like that, links to your work, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Alyssa Click Soprano, and you can find my website, alyssaclicksoprano.com. Pretty simple right there.
Thank you.
Great. Joe?
You can find me on Instagram as CS Altoid. That's Curiously Strong Altoid. So
Awesome.
that's what I'm on the Instagram as.
Great. I'll put links in the description as well, but thank you all so much for coming.
Of course.
Thank you for having us. Good time.
Have a good night.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, Elliot.
Hello.
Hello?
Elliot.
God, you're a lot older than me.
That's my grandpa you're talking about.
I was like, who's he talking about?
Right.
Man, you're calling in from
the UK.
Wow, thank you for staying up for us early.
It is night, yeah, it's nearly midnight.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, do you wanna start off, just play your stuff, and then we can chat afterwards, or?
So we kind of figured out with our excellent testing, early preparation skills that it probably isn't going to translate super well.
Okay.
So he's going to send me a recording later that we're going to dub.
So I can record on the program that I'm using to make it, and it should hopefully work.
So let's pause just for a second, and then pretend that it has just been played, and then we'll all give our reaction shots right now. And then,
well, I mean, I could record it with my microphone, so you could hear it. It's just I wouldn't be able to.
Got you.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Whatever works.
Sure. Really hoping this works.
And can I just ask that you explain the genre and sort of type of music to Grandpa before?
So it's a genre of music called ambient music, which is it's not music in the conventional sense. It's more of sounds you'd find in, say, everyday objects, nature. It's not instruments or the voice per se, and it's creating a I'll say atmosphere rather than melodies or harmonies. I'm in sort of the range of experimental ambience. I use synthetic noises, noises that I use around the house, like trying to find an example, like I don't know, this nail clipper. Just do that, click it back and forth, and that creates music. Yeah. And yeah, I haven't been doing it for a while. It's something I kind of picked up during lockdown. And here I am.
Awesome.
Wow.
And Grandpa, are you familiar with this genre of music?
Never heard of ambient. No.
Okay.
Wow.
Never heard of it.
This will be the first.
Be the first. Yeah, that's incredible. Okay. Let's hope God this works. Right. Tell you what, I'll play just like a sample of music, and then you can tell me if you can hear it or not. That would be probably better. Can you hear that?
Yep.
No problem.
Great.
And we'll just mute.
Sorry about the kerfuffle.
You're golden.
That's it.
Delightful.
It's very beautiful.
It sounds like something that would be good for a motion picture or something like
Yeah, I
that.
was thinking the
wow.
same. Yeah, it did sound like music soundtrack, Inception or something.
Like some nice scoring.
Thank you.
Is there any Asian influence in that? Like Asian type influence?
With the plucking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not actually achieved by a violin. It was I used a elastic band in front of the mic and just add a lot of effects to create that.
That is so cool. I love that.
Very
Thank
neat.
you.
Yeah, terrific.
Really.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about all that stuff. Like, so you got a DJ board or something? You got samples that you've made, or what do you?
Yes,
what are you doing?
so it's mostly just bits and pieces I record together and see how they fit. Most of them don't work at all, but a few of them do, and that's the sort of thing I create.
Yeah. Do you ever think you could do it live, like on spot?
Oh yeah, I use a program that just makes my the keyboard on my laptop basically like a soundboard, essentially.
Was what you just did? Was that a freestyle? Did you just do that on your own, or was that a pre-recorded song?
All on my own, yeah.
Wow.
Delightful.
So you're the composer.
In broad terms, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Reggie Watts?
No. Oh yeah, you should. Yeah,
oh man, he does a lot of live. Yeah, it's very much a similar genre.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen him live, I think. Yeah. I have
in person? Oh my
god. I have
God.
seen him in person.
Wow. It's awesome.
He's worth
Yeah, most of my influences come from do you know Brian Eno? Brian Eno?
He does movies, doesn't he?
Yeah, some movie soundtracks. Can't remember which, but he's sort of a pioneer of the ambient music genre, and I'm a big fan of his.
Love this stuff. Yeah, that was great. Yeah. How did you get the effects of the sort of dissonant, like the large crescendos?
So that was. I'll admit it was a bit cheating here, but I used a ukulele and processed it so it would be a lot deeper, adding a reverb with the a pull stretch with the strumming, so it sounded as if it was, as in not coming from a ukulele, it was sort of, don't really know the right word, sort of stretched.
Yeah.
Is it looked down upon in the community if you use instruments in this genre?
I wouldn't say so. I suppose, you could use anything really as an instrument. Yeah. I mean,
I'm about to say, it gets pretty deep when you ask that question.
Yeah. Well, you said cheating, so I was like,
Yeah, I guess it's more about not using the conventional instruments as I guess what I meant by cheating. So yeah. I guess using a ukulele would be pretty pretty traitorous.
Have you been out in public like hitting stop signs trying to get the sound right? And
I wish, but yeah, it's quite a niche community, the ambient genre music, especially in big cities where jazz and orchestral is quite favored rather than the synthetic kind.
Yeah.
Elliot, are there charts for this type of music that another musician could play it, or is that?
I mean, it's very popular in the sort of indie circles, so places like Bandcamp and even Spotify in some places is really useful. Bandcamp is a very good tool for, I mean, I'm not advertising here, but it's a very good tool for indie musicians. So getting music out, I'll confess, I haven't made a single penny out of it, but I don't really do it for profit at all. I just do it to create what I love, and that's ambient music. And creating something experimental, something new, and something both artificial but beautiful.
Well, it's nice to have fun. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was made during lockdown, literally the start of lockdown. So I guess it was kind of a way to do something and a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you playing? Did you have a background of playing instruments before this?
So with the ukulele, I can play that. Not much else.
Okay, that's
a little bit of the piano, but yeah.
Grandpa, were you familiar with any music like this before, or no? Is that
no? It like I said before, I felt the influence of Asian influence, but the answer is no. But I've heard similar type music as for background in movies and that sort of thing. It sounds like it would be good for like a movie script or whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Means a lot.
Yeah. Do you have socials or places people can find your music?
Yeah. So I am on Bandcamp. You just have to search for Inch Marie. So Inch, Mery. I'm also on Twitter at Same Ol Satellite. Ol is in just OL, not old as in the letter D. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for staying up for us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I really liked it a lot.
Thank you.
Delightful. Thank you so much for coming.
No.
Hopefully your neighbor's not too mad.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah,
thank you very much.
We'll see you, Elliot.
You too.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Delightful. Okay, so we have John next, right? Yeah.
John Bonino. Yeah.
Yes, I can read. Yes.
Yeah.
John.
I hope this is the same John.
Welcome to the show, John.
Hello, John.
Hi, guys.
Hey, John.
What is good?
How are you?
Good. Do you have?
You can hear me okay?
We hear you. Yeah. You have video?
I do.
Okay.
Here I am.
There we go. Looking good, John.
I thought he wasn't going to put the video.
Hey, I could be Grandpa, right?
Yeah. There's no replacing Grandpa.
No, I think you're right about that. Shame on me for even thinking that way.
No, you got way more hair than he's ever had.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
This is a special treat for Grandpa. Grandpa, this is one of his favorite songs that you have prepared, actually. So
good.
Good. Are you a fan of that decade, that genre?
Very, very much. Very, very much so. My father, as it turns out, was an entertainer. He made a living. That's all he ever did is singing on the circuit. And he performed in California, in Vegas, and he never broke it through to the big time. But he made a living and a good living doing it. Cruise ships, Florida, the whole thing. And he sang these songs, and so I get to know these songs. I pursued a different track. I was not an entertainer per se, but I've learned to sing them, and I've enjoyed singing them throughout the course of my life. Music's been a big part of it. So I have a little music studio, and I go in there and I sing to myself. And of course, my greatest fan is my mother.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's always, yeah.
And of course, my partner, Andrea, who's totally responsible for my being here. She's pushing me forward.
Oh,
that's great.
Yeah.
So grateful for her then.
Yeah, thank her for you to be here. Yeah.
Thank you. So, so I guess I agreed that we'll do my way, and I only wish that I could feed in some accompaniment, but it's a little dicey trying to do that in this environment, as we've all learned. So I've chosen to do it a cappella, and I'll do that when you're ready for me to do it. I can talk a bit about it if you'd like me to.
Yeah, Grandpa, you know My Way a lot, right? As well.
Yeah, I know the song. I've heard Sinatra sing it 1,000 times, and Sammy Davis, various people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sammy Davis did a good version of it. Sinatra, of course, made it famous. And Elvis actually did a great version of it. Elvis did a very strong version of it. But the story, the story of the song is that, Paul Anka had dinner with Sinatra, who was very depressed at that time, and his career was not going very well. And he kind of was throwing up his hands and saying, I'm getting out of the business. And Paul Anka said, that's a horrible thing. It turns out that Paul Anka had bought the rights to a French tune called Comme de Habitude, right? And Comme de Habitude is the melody for My Way. Most people think that Paul Anka wrote the melody and the lyrics, but no, Paul Anka only wrote these lyrics for Sinatra's version of My Way. And so that's the one that we'll do.
Perfect.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Sierra's just going to mute us and then.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, but much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, but much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my
You have a powerful
wow.
Who
Yes.
needed accompaniment? Honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, you're very
Oh,
kind.
my God,
Thank you.
it's so beautiful.
Thank you. That's nice. Thanks so much.
Yeah. I have two questions. When did you learn this song by heart, and what's this song mean to you? Like, why is it so important to you?
Oh, great question. When I was 23 years old, in a small town in New England, I was asked to MC a beauty contest. And as part of emceeing that beauty contest, they had a live band there, a standards band, and they wanted me to sing this song because it was indicative of what the contestants were going through. They were doing it their way, presenting themselves as what they were. Mm-hmm. So I learned the song for that event, and I've been singing it off and on ever since. But in terms of what the song means to me, I mean, I think it's a powerful statement. Obviously, it was very, very appropriate for Sinatra at the time because of what he was going through in his career. But I think it speaks to the quality of being certain in your choices and feeling good about them and living them to the fullest, and not really acquiescing or kneeling to what someone else thinks you should or ought be. And to me, that's a powerful message. It's a good message in life, and I think it's sort of a philosophy that we could all be better off, would be better off, certainly maybe more fulfilled as individuals if we pursued life that way. So I just think it's a powerful message that way.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Hey, John, you said your father was an entertainer and you picked a different path, but you still felt towards that, or... Oh, did we lose him?
I don't think so. He's there. Wait. No, he just got a smile. Is that his...
He's just so happy I asked the question.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
I think he's gonna come back. He's gonna pop back in.
Grandpa, I gotta say, I'm gonna remember this moment of watching you, John.
There he is.
Oh, he's back on. Okay.
We lost you on the clean feed, John. Can you?
Yeah, we lost him on the clean feed. But of you closing your eyes and taking in My Way, that was really cool.
Are you talking to me, Brandon, or
is there anyone else here?
He said, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
You talking to me?
I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it.
Hey.
All right. Back into the clean feed.
Yeah.
There you are.
I think I had a bandwidth problem there. And
no problem.
Out I went. Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking, your father was an entertainer, and you said you almost went down that path, or you picked a different path close to it, or...
Well, I never chose to make a living doing it or attempt to make a living doing it. It was always been an avocation of mine. I've been singing in choruses and solo performances and quartets and acapella and musical theater my whole life, but more as an avocation. Now I made a living in the business world.
What drew you to business over having art as a full-time career?
Brandon, I wish you'd been around to ask me that question when I was 25 years old, because I might have made a different choice. But it's too late for that. I think it was really, I was married young at a very early age, and married a high school sweetheart and had children early. And there wasn't a lot of space and room in my life, for exploration. I had bills to pay and people to take care of. So I really didn't have too much of a choice as I saw it. Much to the chagrin of my mother, who thought that I should go to Emerson College and become an entertainer, or, if you will, a radio or TV person. And so, yeah, I didn't do it my way. I wouldn't have.
Maybe you're 26, 27 now, but I'm telling you, go do it, because it's fucking great.
Hey, Brandon, so nice of you to say that. I really appreciate it. And I got to tell you, I take my inspiration from Tony Bennett, who's one of my favorites. And that guy's out there, 94 years old, and he's got lungs like an elephant, and he's delivering it, you know?
Yeah.
So I got a long way to go on that basis. So I'm,
he's great.
As I say, my partner's pushing me to go do it. Thus, here I am.
You just did. You're here. Yeah.
That's right.
We all need somebody like that.
Yes, thank you. We do. We absolutely do.
Yeah.
So
Tony Bennett did an album with Lady Gaga. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
He did. He did.
Wow.
Yeah, did some really great stuff. As a matter of fact, he did a lot of duet spots with much younger and more contemporary performers, and he had great respect for them. They had great respect for him, and it's just a beautiful thing to see, watching them do it together.
Yeah, he's been at his peak for like 70 years.
Yeah, he has. He has.
Yeah.
I know Sinatra considered him one of the finest singers, American ballads.
You're right, Grandpa. Sinatra, Dean Martin, all those guys, when they talked about Tony Bennett, they called him a singer's singer. He's just pure in that way.
Yeah. Have either of you guys seen Sinatra or Bennett live?
I have. Yeah.
I have too. Both.
Well, he was kind of near the end of his career when I saw him. So it's
Sinatra?
Yeah, I saw him. Mm-hmm.
Well, what was that? I mean, that's insane. Seeing an icon in person.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw Tony Bennett at the Jazz Center at Lincoln Hall, New York City. It's phenomenal.
Wow.
Great performance.
Maybe you guys were at the same concert.
You never know.
No, I didn't see Tony Bennett in person. I saw Sinatra in person. I'm confused there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, John, where can we find your work online or anything like that? Or
nah, I haven't gone that route yet.
Okay.
Eventually I will, but thanks for asking. And I'm seriously thinking about looking into what it would take to put some stuff up and have some fun with it.
Yeah. Come back on or hit us up when you do.
As soon as you do, we'll put it up here for real.
Oh, that's outstanding. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. I will. I'll be in touch.
You're doing
I'll
great.
definitely be in touch.
Thanks so much. Have a blessed rest of your day. It's a crazy week. So
yeah, it's a crazy week. Almost over, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Have a
Thank
great
you
night.
very much.
Thank
It's
you.
been great. All right. Bye for now. Yeah. Bye.
And here's the specs for our first ad we're recording before the show today. Feel free to be a little loose with ours, but please hit these points. Quantum Week is a podcast that takes a random week of the last 40 years and talks about the movies, music, and headlines that make the week unique. Recent episodes have covered movies like Top Gun, Titanic, Good Will Hunting, and Back to the Future. They've also recently talked about magic from Beyonce, John Cougar, Mellencamp, Puff Daddy, and Bruno Mars. Quantum Week puts out 2 episodes each week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe today and leave them a review. That's Quantum Week, also available at quantumweek.com. Subscribe today and give it a listen. Thank you.
That's perfect.
Do we get it? We're good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Sweet.
Okay, there we are.
Monsieur Neil?
We got Neil.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, good evening, everybody. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Neil?
Won't complain a
Hi,
bit.
Neil.
Neil, Grandpa, I'm Brandon. This is Phines and Sierra.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, Neil.
Where are you calling in from, Neil?
We are from Arkansas.
Nice.
Arkansas. Wow.
Yeah, of all places, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a bit earlier over there, isn't it?
It is. You guys are on the East Coast, is that correct?
I am, yeah.
Central
Okay.
Gang.
Where are you at? I'm sorry.
Central Time Gang. I'm in Chicago.
Oh, cool. All right. We're on the same.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. If you're down to hop right in, I'd love to hear what you're singing today. So.
Yeah, come fly with me. When I saw this on Backstage, I thought that'd be kind of cool to go do that. Just kind of hang out with some folks and play around. I've been in and out of music for pretty much my whole life.
Wow.
And here recently, I've started up a new group, and we've just kind of started some local venues, doing some things around town, looking to kind of drive into the corporate gigs more so than anything, hopefully eventually.
What kind of group is it?
We are quite eclectic. We play everything from Van Halen to Bill Withers, do a lot of R&B stuff. We do a lot of country. We're trying to make it to the point to where we're not kind of pigeonholed into just doing one thing.
Yeah.
So that kind of limits your abilities to go gig places. So we want to be a dance band. We want to be a country band. We want to be a rock band. I grew up in the 80s as far as my teen years, and I love old classic rock and roll, so we do a lot of that. But my early years introduction into music was country. Gotcha. I actually grew up around, Arkansas and Tennessee, and was pretty close to Nashville there for a while, on a farm that we had. And so that was kind of where my roots were. And I enjoy country music. But
you guys pick a name for the band yet?
We are called All In.
All In.
Just like a gambler, all in.
What kind of like hurdles or obstacles have you guys had with like different restrictions performing live?
Well, lately, a lot. So we've done some local gigs. They've been outside gigs. And so that was kind of nice to have a patio to go to, which would allow us by mandates from the state to be able to, go do gigs. They're few and far between right now. So we're hoping that this is going to lift by next year.
Yeah.
To the point to where we can start doing some things live. My son's also a musician out in Nashville, and it's really stifled his ability to perform. And that's just been kind of hard because he chose that as a career at a pretty early age and was fortunate to have a great launching pad to get to where he is today. But it's still tough.
Yeah, I bet.
He trying to be a country star?
He is not. He's actually his own thing. I'll brag about him just a little bit. I don't know if you remember back about 10 years ago, American Idol.
Oh,
Chris,
cool.
I don't know if you remember Chris or not. Him and Adam Lambert with the finale for American Idol.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, and Christopher won American Idol in 2008.
Wow.
And that was really cool. And so, again, it was a great launching pad for him.
Yeah.
And it got him to where he was. He actually didn't even have a big interest in going to American Idol. It was actually his little brother that got him to go. And he just went in and tried out, and lo and behold, he won the show. So it was kind of.
He's amazing. You must be so proud. That's incredible.
Wild. Yeah.
I am proud. He's been influential to me. Just to be able to step back and live vicariously through your kid a little bit, and after they moved off, and of course they've got kids and on with their own lives. He's now in his 30s, so he was like, "Hey, why don't we do some stuff?" And I said, "Well, we can." I said, "I'm an old man, 57 years old, so I'm not really too sure we would mingle very well." But we were very fortunate to be able to do a event for Alzheimer's disease, which that's what took Glenn Campbell, and Glenn Campbell was an Arkansan, and so we did an event for his wife that was a charity fundraiser for Alzheimer's, and that was really the first time ever that we had actually performed out live, and that was kind of cool. To sit and harmonize with your kid and play around and do some stuff like that. That was really cool.
Yeah, super cool.
I watched my great grandmother go through Alzheimer's. That's a super good cause.
It's mean.
When you pick out material, do you have to check with like ASCAP or anybody, or that's not really an issue for you?
we do not have an issue with that. And we've gone down that road just to make sure, if it's my understanding is talking to attorneys and things, it's more of a thing to where if you're going and re-recording things and producing it and putting it out on the market, my understanding is that that's where you have to kind of get those approvals. And I hope he was right. But there's a lot of cover bands out there, so.
Yeah. Hopefully for this episode as well, we're tiptoeing those legal lines.
Mm-hmm. God, that acapella a minute ago, that was really awesome. He's got a powerful voice.
Right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, before they kick us off the air, would you like to give it a go?
Yeah, sure. Hope I've got volume set right here. So if it gets a little crazy, let me know, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. And get it to play. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Lamaland, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You can choose some exotic booze. There's a bar in far Bombay. Let's take off for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Oh, let's fly. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Oh, you can use some exotic booze. There's a bar in far Bombay that's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly. Pack up, let's fly away.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Tell you're professional.
Yeah. He probably put on a good show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you can tell you really made that like your own.
Oh, good.
Your own take on it.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Amazing voice. For real.
It's hard to sing a cappella, so I really have to respect John for what he just did. That's hard to do. Yeah. It's when you've got all the music in your head, and it just kind of keeps you there, and it gives you that groove,
Yeah.
To make you feel what's going on. And as we all know, I think y'all everybody there's tuned into music, and it's just one of those things. It's a universal language that it moves you, and it's always moved me. And that's one of the songs that I've always loved doing. We don't do that, but I used to DJ years ago, doing weddings and corporate parties and DJing, emceeing and things like that. And it was one of the songs that a lot of people would request. And then I started actually performing. And it was kind of fun because I would actually get gigs and I'd just load up karaoke stuff and I would go do shows without a band. And that was kind of fun. I was very fortunate one time up in Northwest Arkansas to be able to do it with a full brass band. And I did a wedding. They hired the band. I brought in all the music, and they played it, and I sang it. And I was just like, "Oh man, I feel like Frank Sinatra," because we did all those kind of tunes, the crooners, and it was just so fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Did you ever go to Nashville or LA or anything like that to
pursue it?
Or to pursue, yeah.
No, I didn't. I became a dad at a very young age. I was 21, and life kind of changes when you have kids, and there's a responsibility there. And there's no regrets at all. Mm-hmm. I have two amazing sons who have provided 6 amazing and beautiful grandkids, and I wouldn't trade any of that for the world.
Yeah.
So, it was just that pursuit of music, because I was in a band in the 80s, and we were a true rock band, and we did a lot of our own stuff. We wrote a lot of music. But, you can't make a good living at it until you break through. And that's just when I realized I needed to step away and just get my kids grown up and get them to where they're sufficient, which is exactly what I did, and they are. And they're great fathers, they're great husbands, and they're great kids to me. And, it's one of those things that you step back and go, yeah, I wouldn't have passed that off for nothing. So it was cool.
I mean, you definitely prove that music talent is genetic for sure.
We do have a lineage of that in my family. My father had 13 brothers, if that tells you anything.
Wow.
A lot of, and all but one of them played and sang. So our family reunions were filled with music. Banjos, guitars, mandolins, fiddles. It was kind of a crazy reunion. We used to do it in Missouri because that's where my father was from. Well, actually, my mother and father. My dad was from Arkansas, but very much northern Arkansas, so it was almost Missouri border. So a place called Current River. It's a big park out there in Missouri, and that's where we would all get together, and that was really, really fun. And actually had an uncle that he played for a while with. He was just a stand-in at the Opry for a while. Played with backed up Dolly Parton and some other groups that would come in, but he was just a stage fill-in guy that was the back musician. Tried to strike out on his own a little bit, but the industry's tough. Even back then, it was tough. You had to really kind of have something pretty unique to kind of get you in front of people. But he was a great guitar player, had a really Johnny Cash type voice, and it was really cool to sit and listen to him play. And he loved Johnny Cash. It was a big influence.
Is that up your alley of favorite type of music, or what's your genre?
I do not land on anything that says is my favorite. Now, as far as artists go, I do have to say that Garth Brooks is a big influence on me at a pretty young age. When he first came out, I was really impressed with him. But then I also reached back to as far as Jim Reeves. And I was really impressed by his voice because he was so smooth. I mean, his voice.
Garth Brooks and Jim
Reeves, probably two of my biggest influences. But, when I was growing up, it was all about the 80s rock. So, I listened to Styx, Van Halen, Journey, Motley Crue, all that stuff. I mean, I did all that. But I always reached back to country just because it was my roots. And I know right out of high school, I first jumped off into trying to perform and then broke off on my own and did just some solo stuff around Hot Springs, Arkansas. You guys may or may not be familiar with Hot Springs, but back in the day, it was called the Majestic Hotel, which was quite the retirement community. So I would drive down there every Friday and perform for them at the Majestic, just me and my guitar. And we did that for a while, and I met my wife, and you know, life changes a little bit sometimes. God takes you on a little different journey every once in a while, just to kind of, I think, spice you up. But I just don't land on anything that says this is my thing. You know, I love classical music. I love rock. I love R&B. I really am a huge influence with R&B music. I love the old Smokey Robinson stuff and the Temptations and things. It was such a rich music, and I love that stuff just because there was so much. I don't know. There's so much passion put in their music, and I used to just love to sit and listen to that stuff. And we do like Use Me. It's kind of a Bill Withers old Bill Withers tune. We're trying to mix it up quite a bit right now with a quite, like I said, a pretty in-depth song set, so that we're not just stuck in any one groove.
Yeah. Wow.
If you like Garth Brooks, I imagine you're familiar with Travis Tritt.
Oh yeah. I've actually met Travis. Yeah, he's quite. He is quite a talent. I actually saw him here in Arkansas not long ago. It was just him and his guitar, and he put on a show, and you almost got lost in the moment that it was just him and a guitar. And it was one of the qualities that I brag about my kid, my son, Christopher. He can step out with a guitar and just him and his guitar and suck you in. And Travis Tritt was the same way. You got in the middle of it, and he was very interactive with the crowd, and that was really fun. He shared stories and things like that, so that was really cool.
Did you meet him through your son, or?
No, I actually I was working with some friends of mine at a private airport. His plane had to land. Not really emergency landing, but needed to land because there were some questionable issues going on. And I actually had an office and the flight place there that we were doing some other stuff. And he come walking in, and I was like, wow, that's Travis Tritt. So I went up, shook hands with him, said, hi, I'm Neil. You know, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot going on, but it was fun to meet him.
Awesome. It's about that time, but do you have socials or work online that you could share? Tell the audience.
You know, I really don't. I'm sorry that I don't. I'm working right now on putting our website together. We started putting our show together just before COVID hit, and then my guitar player and his father, which is my keyboard player as well, wound up with COVID. So we had to kind of step away from it until recently. We just did a show in Hot Springs 2 weekends ago, and that was we just kind of stepped in. They asked us to come out and kind of fill a spot, which we did, and it was fun. So we really we're pretty young. The group's really young, but we do have a Facebook page, All In, ALLIN. I've got a video, and we've actually just wrapped up with doing some, we call it in-shop audios. They're not in the studio. We actually do it in my guitar player's shop. But he's got quite the setup out there. So it's not really true studio quality, but it's something for us to get out there and put an EPK together and get ourselves out there.
But the All In Facebook page is up, right? People can check that out. Awesome.
It sure is. You bet.
Great.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Neil. I'd love to have you on some other time if you're down. But
yeah, you bet. Reach out.
Nice meeting you.
I love doing this. It's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Thank
For
you.
sure.
Thank you for being here.
Wonderful. Have a good night.
All right,
Thank
you guys.
you.
Grandpa, is that your favorite Sinatra song?
Not necessarily. I like a lot of things a lot of music that he sings. Quite a few, you know. but there's a lot. I like a lot of artists. Some of the newer ones that I enjoy,
like Mozart.
I like Mozart. I really was not much into classical music, but I've been doing recording for people, and I have some very fine classical musicians. They're really world-class musicians, and I learned a little bit about classical, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah. The guy who helped you set up the podcast stuff, right? He's one of the classical musicians.
Oh, right, yes, and he's a terrific writer. He's a terrific composer. He really is.
Gotcha.
And a very fine violinist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Is Rosie okay? Rosie wants.
Yeah,
to
she's squeaking. She wants to get out of the cage, and I'll let her out. But she gave me quite a bite about a week or so ago, and she almost hit my eye. So I've been kind of a little afraid of her now.
You're gonna show up next week with like hockey goggles on. And...
Yeah, eye patch,
don't annoy me.
Oven mitts.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It must be the season or something, because I have two birds that are similar variety, and they've both been very aggressive. And
your birds are very politically active. That's the problem.
it must be. They pick up the brain waves from all the tension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All those tweets.
Oh, finest. God.
Oh my God.
You threw softball to me. That was way too easy.
I'm mad.
The finest kills it with the jokes. So we got Len on. I'm not sure if he's on the clean feed.
Yeah, I'm on two places. I'm waiting on the Zoom site, and I use my other computer to see if I got you now.
What?
Wow.
Len, where are you?
You're in a bar, Len?
Is that Cheers? Is that Cheers? Is that the boss from Cheers?
Len, are you haunting my Zoom call?
Here I am. I have a problem. I'm in a show where I'm supposed to be in a bar, and they put a background, and I don't know how to get the damn thing off.
That's great.
I've never seen where it cuts the whole neck off. It's only the head. It's
like a ghost in the room.
Yeah. Ghost of Cheers Past.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out which I have a professional microphone here.
Yeah.
That's hooked up, and I have my other computer, and I'm gonna shut that down.
Yeah, if you wanna.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
I'm just really looking forward to seeing what song you sing in that.
I've never seen a better Zoom setup.
Hold on.
I can do anything you'd like. So, anyway, do you need to know anything about it?
Yeah. Well, Grandpa, do you know the song that he's? What song are you singing, Len?
What song is it?
I've got you under my skin.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
I do know.
You know, both Frank Sinatra and Bublé sang it. You know, and everybody else in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm not a professional singer. I can tell you that. I like almost everything from the old stuff that you talk about, Temptations, Smokey Robinson, and that era, the Ronettes, and then a lot of the Four Seasons up until some of the country and western guys. There's a guy that just died. I just can't think of. He did Angel, Angel to Montgomery, and he just died of COVID about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Damn.
John Prine.
Pardon me?
John Prine.
John Prine, yeah.
I love John Prine. Really
love him. He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, even his most recent albums that came out a couple years ago is very something to it.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what you're hearing me through in any event. So I could do the background and mute down again. Could you hear the background?
Lightly, yeah.
I don't hear it.
Lightly. I'm just wondering if I should just move the microphone closer to the and change the direction so it picks it up from every angle here, and maybe you can hear it better.
How you doing, Phines?
Yeah, Phines is pretty quiet tonight.
I'm an audience member.
Yeah. Maybe that'll work better. I'm not sure. See if we get a better sound out of this, and we'll try. Okay.
Give it a whirl. Thank you, Len.
Thank you. Thanks for being so patient.
No, it's.
All right, here we go. I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. Because I've got you under my skin. I would sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, you just can't win. Why not use your mentality? Get up, wake up to reality. And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. Because I've got you under my skin, and I like you under my skin. Was that okay, guys?
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, good.
It was amazing.
Well,
Yeah. I really love it. It like almost makes me laugh how my grandpa, when we do all of the Sinatra songs, he like dances and he sings. I like literally I've never seen my grandpa like this before. I really like it.
Oh, good. Listen,
Yeah.
I hope I make everyone happy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Are you happy, Grandpa?
Absolutely. I'm having fun.
Great.
Do you like that, Grandpa?
Yeah, it's nice. It's just nice to listen to this music and get away from all this politics and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I'm having one of those days too. So,
yeah.
In any event, it was certainly a pleasure to at least try to do this with you. I hope it came off all right.
No, it's great.
It was great. It was so funny too because also while you were singing, it kind of reminded me. Rosie was attacking Grandpa, so it just goes more with like going underneath the skin. I was like, oh yeah, Rosie knows it.
I don't know if she's going to bite my neck or tear my shirt up. Whatever.
Well, either one sounds interesting. So
yeah. She's a tough bird for sure.
Let me see if that makes it. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Whoa, what did you just do?
No, there was a light over here.
Wait, try that again.
I knocked that off.
Yeah.
And I'm back in the bar.
That's
I don't know how you get rid of that either.
What color is your shirt?
It's black.
Oh, okay.
That's so weird.
It's the color of the bar floor right now.
Yeah, right now.
That's wild.
It's my fate tonight. So anyway.
I love it. This is making me feel really good, really happy, honestly.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are you? You're talking about being a fan of these genres and stuff. Have you ever been to these concerts for any? I mean, I'm not sure what generation you were born in, but
I was born right after Christ.
Year one.
Yeah, year one. No, I'm I'm the old.
Grandpa was on Noah's Ark.
Yeah. No, I'm I've seen just about everybody from Mary, Deanna Ross, the Temptations, Smokey Robinson, all live, the Duprees.
Wow. What's your favorite concert you've been to in your entire life?
It's tough.
It's tough to say. I thought that Smokey Robinson and the Miracles put on one great show, and they had everybody up in the aisles dancing, and it was it was at a college in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure which one, but it was because it was such a long time ago. But the Duprees asked me to come up and sing with them, and I did that when I was a kid.
Wow.
And that was at a it wasn't a concert. It was they were playing at a fairly large bar, and we were just doing. And they said, "Come on up." So, but I also like doing listening to Willie Nelson or Norah Jones or Nat King Cole when he did he and Natalie did their duet together after he died, and they were able to do the technical mix between the two of them. I thought that was a wonderful record. Mm-hmm. But I'm big into Norah Jones and Willie Nelson, and I do a little of old Dean Martin stuff, believe it or not, and it's so I try to not that I try, but I'm around long enough, and I appreciate most things, mm-hmm. and the talent. I had I kind of grew up with the Four Seasons. I mean, they were almost contemporaries, and right now I live in the same town as Bruce Springsteen.
You're in Jersey?
Yeah.
I'm from Monmouth County.
Well, so am I.
Well, no. Where?
Yeah. Middletown.
I live in Wall Township.
Yeah, well, you're 15 minutes away.
Yeah, my dad's best friend was in a band with Joe Pesci, and they all went off to their respective careers, and they were all like, "Oh, this is so sad. Like we're all doing okay." And Joe Pesci over here, he has nothing, no prospects, nothing. That poor guy. And then
he's just roaming around Asbury Park now, someplace.
yeah.
So
on the beach somewhere.
Yeah, and Bon Jovi lives in town right along the Navesink here.
Yeah. I was in school for 1 year with Springsteen's kid. So
yeah, well, one of my roommates from college went to school in Freehold with Springsteen, himself. He said he wasn't a nice guy at school, but
yeah.
Well, who
Really
knows?
talk to the sun either.
What do I do?
You ever go to the Stone Pony?
Sure.
Wow.
In Asbury Park, that was it was a place to go, And geez, I can't think of all the places that we've been to. And now the place in Red Bank is the Count Basie Theater. Was hosting a lot of shows, and I went there not too long ago, and I can't remember what the venue was. I'm getting too old for that kind of stuff now to remember everything.
Yeah. We're a little over time, but you got any last thoughts or anything, or anybody you got last question?
What are you guys trying to do?
Trying to do.
Yeah, with whatever you're listening to right now, or just entertaining Grandpa.
Yeah, just doing something nice and fun and chill, so we don't have to think about life.
Yeah. I think. I just wanted to see my grandpa like this. I don't know. I mean, usually every podcast episode is much more free flowing than this. It's not as composed, but just something to take our minds off everything. So
okay, well, it was a pleasure meeting you. If you ever get the chance, you may have my email, I guess, someplace.
Yeah.
And are you off Mount Ken at the area?
Just me.
Just you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why, you got some live gigs coming up?
No, I believe it or not, I retired. I used to be a senior vice president for Macy's, and before that, I was in the Army for a while, and I was a tank unit commander and a military intelligence officer during Vietnam.
Wow.
And then I spent 20 years at Macy's, and then 20 years in consulting with Deloitte and Touche, and then Tata Consulting and Capgemini. And I had the luck of Deloitte Touche giving me an office across the street from the World Trade Center. So that turned into a little bit of a fiasco because I ended up getting cancer from the toxins.
Oh my gosh.
It happens. And then it something dissolved all the discs in my spine. So I ended up having 5 vertebrae fused. And the operations took me out of regular work. But I was a pretty senior guy. So about a year ago, or a year and a half ago, somebody saw me on LinkedIn and said, "You look like you're in the mafia. We'd like you to come in and audition for a part." And then in 12 months, I had 15 parts and senior roles in 2 New York plays. So
awesome.
I've done all right. I've got 3 or 4 things going this week.
Wonderful.
That's amazing. Is everything's going okay with your health and from the toxins and everything like that, or?
No, it comes. The cancer turned into more skin cancers that can be removed, but and the spinal operations were, if someone says you need a spine operation, jump out of a window because it's the worst thing that you could ever go through.
Wow.
So they even put an implant in me so it connected to my spinal cord that interrupt pain signals going to my brain.
Yeah.
So
come on in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about everything. We'll get your
Send you an email. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you all. So I know you're running over time. Same here.
Thank you.
You
Len.
take care, guys. Talk to you soon. All right.
Have a great night.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye now.
Bye.
Okay. All right. We have Alexa.
Get her on.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Hey, Alexa.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh no, yeah, it's been a super fun night so far. So super happy to have you.
Yes, thank you so much. Sorry for the little confusion.
Oh, no problem. Where are you calling in from?
I am from Philadelphia.
Grandpa.
These Pennsylvania
Also from
folks.
Right,
What's that?
We always have Pennsylvania people in Jersey. We always have these New Englanders popping.
Yes.
She says with hate.
We do. We get a lot of.
Alexa, what part of Philadelphia?
So I was born and raised in Northeast Philly. Currently living in South Philly. How about you?
I'm in right outside of Philadelphia, Lower Merion.
Yeah, that's
yeah. But my wife's son lives in South Philadelphia, and he runs a reception hall called I forget what it's called, but it's down near the waterfront for weddings and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's so cool. Small world.
It's IATSE. IATSE is the name of it.
Okay,
It's,
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I
Are
have heard of
you South Philadelphia born and raised, or?
No, I was born and raised in Northeast Philly. And then I went to University of the Arts, which is in Center City. And then I am living in South Philly. So didn't fly too far from the nest.
That's true. Yeah. How's Philadelphia right now?
You know, it's pretty quiet, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't been outside today. Not on purpose, just because I've been a bit busy. But, you know, I was worried because I live right on Broad Street, which is where all the action happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I was curious. I've heard some sirens, but, you know, nothing too crazy yet. We'll see what tomorrow brings, though.
I was at a Lowe's today at around 50th and I guess Lancaster Avenue or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had like 25 National Guardmen out there with rifles.
Oh, yeah. At City Hall.
Yeah.
It's surrounded. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Isn't Lowe's is always like that?
That's what it's known for.
It's a hotbed of aggression.
So,
Yes.
Alexa, what is your favorite genre of music?
Oh, good question. Okay, so like through the years, it's changed. I went to school for musical theater, grew up a huge theater kid. But I've really gotten into like funk lately. Like the last few years, just loving some funk.
What's an example of a funk musician?
So there's a band called Wolfpack. Have you heard of Wolfpack?
No.
They are the funkiest. They're the funkiest around. Highly recommend. What's that?
Could you spell that for me?
Yeah, VULFPECK. One word.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, and have you had experience with Sinatra, that sort of era, or?
Yeah, so in college we studied all different kinds of genres. I'm a voice teacher myself, so you know, I have spent a lot of time familiarizing myself with as many genres of music as possible and vocal styles. So, you know, I didn't spend a ton of time in jazz, but the time that I did spend was some of my favorite studies in college for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you're ready, I guess you want to.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. It's going to be acapella. It's very clear our love is here to stay, not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh, my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here to stay. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Delightful.
Yeah,
Thank you so
amazing
much.
voice.
Lovely.
Amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. What got you into music initially? Have you always wanted to be a singer, or?
Yeah, when I was 7 years old, my mom decided to sign me up for some extracurriculars. There was like a racket club nearby. Someone was offering a musical theater class through the racket club.
Mm.
So I went, and they were like, hey, sing a song, sing Happy Birthday. And I sang Happy Birthday, and I had this like moment of, that was so fun. I want to do this forever. So that was kind of my Happy Birthday was my kickstart into this thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the Philly music scene?
So I'm super involved with the Philly theater scene. So the musical theater and theater scene is it's great. It's like you know, there are some really incredible theaters, and not quite as many as New York, and certainly not quite as many people as New York. So that is nice. That's why I have not moved to New York. And then, you know, the music scene's pretty cool as well, although I don't think I'm as familiar with the music scene as I am with the theater scene.
Sure. It's Walnut Street
Theater.
Walnut Street, yeah.
And there's the Arden Theater, and then there are some other really incredible theaters. Those are like the two biggest ones. Like people from outside of Philly have probably heard of those for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandpa was always trying to get me down because he lived in Chambersburg and then Philly to like see all the shows down there, but
yes,
never got around to.
It's not too late. Well, you know, if theater ever comes back,
it is too late. Yeah, it's literally
it might be too late.
For real.
Oh no.
Yeah, you miss performing.
I sure do. Yeah, literally any opportunity that I have right now to perform, even in this is I'm on it. I'm teaching a lot of voice right now, and I love it. And but nothing like fulfills the performing bug, you know.
Over Zoom or in person?
It's all over Zoom. I know some voice teachers who have kind of resumed in person, but the cases in Philly are too high. I don't feel comfortable with that. So Zoom it is. Yeah.
Do you play keyboard?
Oh, I'm not very good, but I do have a keyboard here. I'm good enough to play like warm up scales going up.
For your students, I was thinking, you know, do you use a keyboard at all with, you know, practicing for your students?
Do I play keyboard for
well, I'm saying, do you use the keyboard to help with the practice for your students?
Yeah, I do. So, you know, I play warm up scales on there. I play, you know, I'm not a great piano player, but I can play enough to like be like, hey, here are the notes to this part of the song. Now you sing it with the karaoke track. So,
Grandpa, do you have a piano in your setup? It's in the other room, right?
Yeah, I have a keyboard.
Where is it?
It's in my living room.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very tempting.
Do you play it?
Mediocre.
No,
hey, probably better than me.
But I have friends who are very good keyboard people.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he would play when I was like 5 years old. He was very, very good.
Yeah, but I'm still playing the same stuff. 20 years later.
Practice makes perfect.
Yes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I took piano lessons and I learned 4 songs and I've been playing them over and over again every time. So like someone who does not know me is like, oh my God, that's really good. And then after a year, it's like, stop.
That's the way to do it though.
Yeah. I think there's a big threshold of like knowing how to play everything and then like really getting good at a couple of songs. But,
absolutely. That's how you make it.
Yeah. Do you have socials or places to find your work and stuff like that for our audience?
I do. You can find me at, so my website is www.alexajadewilder.com. And I have 2 Instagrams. Are you ready?
Lay it on me.
My personal Instagram is at Alexa_Wilder. And then my voice teaching Instagram is at Alexa Teach Me How to Sing. Because like Amazon Alexa had to capitalize on that.
Great. I love that.
Thank you.
And what would you say to someone like me who thinks that they're hopeless and could never sing well?
Oh, I would say that anybody can sing, but to definitely, consider seeing a voice teacher to bring your voice out of you.
Get that double. Yeah. So, sweet. Awesome.
Yes.
Any other thoughts or anything? Or
I don't think so. I'm just really grateful to be here. It's so nice to meet all of you.
You too.
Oh, yeah. We're so happy to have you. For real.
Yeah.
Nice to hear your voice.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, hit us up if you want to come on another episode. Every Wednesday. So
absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. See you.
Have a good night.
Have a great night. Bye.
Pedro.
Hello.
Woo.
Whoa.
Am I right in thinking that you're now married?
I am now married.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
married
my God.
Man.
Felicitaciones.
Grazie. That's Italian, but gracias.
Wonderful.
How'd it go, Pedro?
It went really well. We got married, well, I guess not last Sunday now. It's been about a week and a week and a half now. Yeah. On the 25th. It worked out incredibly well because this past Sunday it was hailing and very cold. And yeah, it was beautiful. We got a whole bunch of vintage furniture that we used. Very small backyard wedding at the family house. Beautiful backdrop. I mean, the autumn leaves, the color, it was just magical. And we had a little tent outside and we had I think we had 37 people, I think it was, in attendance. Of course, with, social distancing and everything, my wife actually made a bunch of masks, personally made masks for everybody to wear for the wedding. Yeah, it was, it was just incredible. And we're happy to now have it be official because it's felt like we've been married for this entire pandemic. So
yeah. Do you have to think about it when you say my fiance, my wife, or no, it just?
We haven't used it all that often yet. I mean, I think it's taken a little getting used to, but it's also very exciting. I think as performers, we're both performers, and it's kind of it gives you bargaining power. When theater does eventually come back, we can say we're a performing duo. We can come in, that's 2 of us, we're great roommates. Yeah. And we can do your 2-man shows if you need or whatever, and so I think that's really useful in this career.
I like that leverage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
it's a lot more than saying my girlfriend, right? It's like my wife. It's okay. Yeah, that's serious.
Yeah.
yeah. They'll be there for closing night. You were talking about worries of like of having to be extroverted for the full day, or like giving a speech or something like that, right? Was that
yeah?
How'd that go?
It was great. Our ceremony, as it were, was very short. I think it may have been about 10 minutes in its entirety. And so the rest of it was just kind of relaxed and everybody eating. And yeah, it was really enjoyable. We had a little bit of dancing. I mean, it was cold or outside, so, you know, it wasn't necessarily that people stuck around very long, which I think also worked out just in terms of social distancing and whatnot, because we were outside for that reason too. So yeah, no, I mean, and I got to chat with everybody. If I can get a little group of people to talk with at a big party, I'm fine. And I think the only time I had to be up in front was during the ceremony and when we did our first dance. So yeah, worked out well for me.
Awesome. Sounds lovely, man. Super.
What was the first dance to?
Oh, what did we dance to? All that I remember is we danced a little bit, but then we swapped to Shall We Dance, which is from The King and I, which we had both just recently this year done together, playing Anna and the King actually opposite each other. In a town, Springboro, which was right next to Dayton in Ohio, about 15 minutes from Dayton. So it was kind of fun, and we did the polka from the show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. You excited to play Grandpa's favorite song?
Oh, what is his favorite song?
Are you asking me? I don't have a favorite. There's so many of them I enjoy.
Yeah, me too.
Fly Me to the Moon. Am I right? Did I mention that to you?
Yes, I am singing that one for you.
Sweet.
I'm doing my own rendition, so I hopefully think you'll enjoy it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. You know, what's interesting also about songs in this time period is they all have a verse at the very beginning of the song, and it's not the memorable part of the song. Most people remember the chorus. Obviously, Fly Me to the Moon, and they remember that sequence, but they don't remember what comes before that. So I'm going to give you the whole song, including the verse, because I also think it's very beautiful and has really nothing to do with, there's no melody that comes back from that verse, unlike more modern songs, which I think is what's very interesting about it.
Okay.
It's like the little story that happens before the actual song starts.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah, whenever you are.
All right. And hopefully you can hear my piano. I'll do a quick check. Can you hear my piano?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. Poets often use many words to say a simple thing. It takes thought and time and rhyme to make a poem sing. With music and words I've been playing, for you I have written a song. To be sure that you'll know what I'm saying, I'll translate as I go along. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, oh, in other words, I love you.
Delightful, man.
Yeah, you're a real musician and vocalist.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So good.
Yeah, this music, the period is just as beautiful. I really got inspired primarily by my grandparents, actually. My grandfather used to love to listen to Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, I mean, all the classics. And I think it's the Italian upbringing. Italian dinner in our house was pretty common with my grandparents, and my grandfather had a saying, it wasn't dinner without garlic bread and wine.
Yeah, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes.
You want to sing "Strangers in the Night"?
With who? I don't have accompaniment, you know.
Oh, okay. What is it?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do, Brandon, because you know, I would have had an arrangement, but you sort of led me to believe that you had something going on, and I don't know what that is.
Oh no, I just texted Pedro if he knew any songs that you like to sing. So
yeah, we can, we can totally give it a shot. Can you hear my piano? I'll play it and you can sing.
I can try.
Yeah. Would it be helpful if I sang along with you, or?
That would be fine. Sure. Hold on 1 second.
Because I've got the music right here.
Yeah.
And I've got it all the way through to the end, and then we can go back to we can just do it one time through, probably.
Okay.
If that works for you.
Sounds good.
I'll kind of give you a lead in. I'll give you the half of the verse as an intro. I love the Begin style. Here we go. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances,
wandering in the night.
What were the chances
we'd be sharing love before the night was through?
Something in your eyes was so inviting. Something in your smile was so exciting. Something in my heart told me I must have you. Strangers in the night, two lonely people, we were strangers in the night. Up to the moment when we said our first love, Little did we know, love was just a glance away, a warm embracing dance away. And ever since that night, we've been together, lovers at first sight, in love forever. It turned out so right, we're strangers in the night.
Yeah, you're a real.
Did it work?
What fun.
Yeah. I remember that song. The first time I experienced it actually was in a commercial. I can't quite remember, but it was somebody just going doobie doobie doo.
They said that was Saddam Hussein's favorite song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Len, one of our guests asked me earlier, "What are you doing?" And I think the answer is I've been asking Grandpa. I've been begging him to sing on the show for 14 weeks now. So I enjoyed that. Yeah, I enjoyed that very much. I don't know if Grandpa did, but I hope so. Hope I didn't piss Grandpa off too much.
And we are strangers in, well, we met last time, but we're kind of strangers in the night. We're basically, you know.
Yeah. That's what this all feels like, is strangers in the night. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Frank Sinatra was especially just so engaging in his energy and in his voice. You could just tell, like, his voice drew you in just naturally with, and it was his ease, I think, right? You know, that lounge singer style. It's that ease that I'm just kind of talking to you here, but I'm actually singing. You know, that's so magical about the style.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 10.
A vocalist from Philadelphia. I'm trying to think of his name. Al Martino. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Marvelous, beautiful, romantic voice when he was young, and then when he was older, it amazed me. He sang sort of opera. He sang, Nissan Dorma, and just has a marvelous voice from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been working on that number. That is not an easy number. So, another thing, I don't know why this came to mind too, but one thing that I really loved about Frank Sinatra in the period is he always acknowledged his orchestrator or his arranger. Whenever he talked, he would either say, "This is a song arranged by so-and-so," or at the end. And I think that's just so wonderful because he acknowledges that the arrangement of the band and everything really adds so much to that style, you know, when the brass come in or the strings. And I just thought that was great showmanship and really a great respect for his other musicians that performed with him.
Yeah.
He's always been one of my favorites, but I also like some of the newer guys like Joe Cocker and Michael McDonald, and there's a lot of beautiful Gladys Knight and the Pips, and I guess the Fifth Dimensions and Dionne Warwick, and there's a lot of good people out there.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny how the style also it's cyclical in a way, right? It kind of comes back. And I remembered when I was growing up, I was big into swing dancing, and this is the kind of music you would dance to. It's just made for it. And, you know, Michael Bublé is still around, and he's kind of taken up the mantle of those singers too, you know? So we do have some people who are continuing that and keeping the exposure alive for the younger generations too, which I think is really wonderful, because that the period of music, you know, and what was written is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you write your own music as well. Am I correct in saying that?
I've done a little bit. I haven't done any in quite some time, though. I'm not a lyricist, so I usually need someone to write lyrics for me. A friend of mine and I actually wrote a full musical way back in, I guess it'd be about 10 years ago now. And so that was really fun, but I haven't had as much opportunity to write anymore. I think I spend most of my time just performing the music and musical theater and all of that, and just expanding my musical knowledge beyond what I'm familiar with too.
Is there
Pedro? I have a question for you. What generally comes first, the lyrics or the melody, the music?
Oh, it's not one or the other. Sometimes, so here's a story of lyrics coming first. My friend had written for the musical this set of words, and I had been noodling around on the piano, kind of finding something to fit, and it didn't happen until I was using the bathroom. I was actually in the bathroom, and it just kind of came to me, and that was how the song was born. And then other times I'll come up with a really pretty melody. In fact, one of the other songs in the musical we wrote, I had this melody, and my friend Emo took it and wrote words for it. So it really is truly a collaborative experience, because sometimes, and sometimes words will change, or I think that is the magic of it too, and why you can't just do it on your own if you're not. I can't just write a bunch of songs and then find somebody to write lyrics to it. It doesn't quite. You got to have the melody, or some, the chorus, maybe someone writes lyrics, and then you dive in together into what that is and what it becomes. And sometimes just the natural speech, if you speak words aloud, they have a rhythm and they have a flow to them, and it kind of begs that to come out of the music and come out of the rhythm of the song. I'm trying to think of a really iconic melody, like a lyric that would have done that. The first thing that came to mind, obviously, is "We Will Rock You." I mean, without boom, boom, clap. I mean, I feel like that was probably the genesis of that entire song, was they started with that beat, and it just kind of came to them.
Yeah.
Do you like Meghan Trainor?
Making what?
Meghan Trainor.
Yeah.
Who is that? Bass?
Oh yeah. I'm really bad with names. I do like that song. It's actually very catchy. Yeah. Sometimes it's the lyrics that catch me. Sometimes it's the rhythm, the bass, the groove of the song. And yeah, I think music is so magical because of that. So many songs I've gotten sucked in because of the music, and then you hear the lyrics and you kind of get even more excited because you have that second rush of, wow, I love the music. Oh, but I also really love the lyrics on top of it.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
Pedro, I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Where are you located, Pedro?
I'm in Ohio, in a small town called Ada. It's actually where Ohio Northern University is. So it's a small town, but it's a college town. We're about 30 minutes from Lima, Ohio, and 30 minutes in the other direction from Findlay, Ohio. So we're northwest. But of course, I had spent the last 6 years before the pandemic in New York City for the most part.
Is there something of your own or specific that you had in mind that you'd like to play before you head out, or it's up to you?
Well, I had a couple of songs. I'm trying to think of what Grandpa might like.
It's all about pleasing Grandpa.
I know. It's gotta be.
As long as you're enjoying it, I'll enjoy it.
Oh, I definitely. How about let's do something fun? And this is one song. Something about I love the wordplay in the song. Now the music and everything, it's great. The chord progressions and what the music does, but this is one that for me, hands down, wordplay. I wish I could be such a wordsmith as in this song. So, and it's kind of a good to wrap up. You might know it. I'm not going to give the name away because it's in the song. So here we go. I bet you Grandpa's going to know as soon as I start playing the melody. Let's take a boat to Bermuda. Let's take a plane to St. Paul. Let's take a kayak to Quincy or Nyack. Let's get away from it all. Let's take a trip in a trailer. No need to come back at all. Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder. Let's get away from it all. We'll travel around from town to town. We'll visit every state. And I'll repeat, I love you, sweet, in all the 48. Let's go again to Niagara. This time we'll look at the fall. Let's leave our hut, dear, get out of our rut, dear. Let's get away from it all. We'll travel around from town to town. We'll visit every state. Alaska and Hawaii too, then all the 48. Let's go again to Niagara. This time we'll look at the fall. Let's leave our hut, dear, get out of our rut, dear. Let's get away. Let's get away from it all.
Very nice.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Just great lyrics, you know, and the rhymes, and oh, so good.
Did you know that one, Grandpa?
Yeah, I've heard it many times. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice.
When's that from? That's very old timey?
It was written in 1940s.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard of it. That's really good.
It looks like it's Dorsey Brothers Music Incorporated, so probably Tommy Dorsey.
Sweet.
Yeah. And that was written, of course, music by Matt Dennis and words by Tom Adair to pull a Frank Sinatra for you.
Wow.
Pedro, how do you like Ray Charles?
I do really like Ray Charles a lot, yeah. One of my favorite songs is actually a duet of him and Billy Joel, where they did Baby Grand. It's a beautiful bluesy number, and he really digs into it. What's another one I love of Ray Charles? What is that one? Let me tell you about a girl I know. She's my baby and she lives next door. Yeah. So yeah, Ray Charles.
I love it.
Yeah. Do you have any socials or places that the audience can check out your work? Because I'd love to share.
Yeah, I definitely do. Obviously, my last name is a little complicated because it's Hawaiian. But if you go to pedrok.com, that's my website, and you can get access to all of my socials, my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all right there. Literally pedrok.com. And I have all my actor stuff, my music director stuff on there. And yeah, I'm not so good at the social media. I'm trying to be better about it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
pedrok.com, you made my dream come true. So
make my dream come true.
Yeah.
Pedro, have you played with a band? Pedro, have you played with a band?
Yes, I have. I had a band. Well, it's not my band. There was a group that would play Zappa music back in Hawaii, Frank Zappa. So I played with them. We did some swing music, some jazz. I do really enjoy playing jazz in a band. You can't beat it. I also played trombone. I was a trombonist. So, I mean, brass, doing some of those brass licks and stuff, you know, in the mood is so good. Yeah. So good.
Do you do any Hawaiian?
I do some Hawaiian. I like to have my ukulele for that. And unfortunately, it's in storage in New York City. And I haven't been able to go back, obviously, because of travel restrictions, which is a bummer. But
yeah, it must be a cheap storage room.
It is. Well, actually, it's not in New York. It's in New Jersey, technically. So, yeah, I save quite a bit on that because it's there.
Yeah. But just the ukulele in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just that. No, actually, I have my other really, really nice 88-key keyboard. Wow. This is a cheap one that I bought for the time being because I couldn't go without a keyboard. I was going a little stir crazy not being able to play and sing. So,
yeah. That's awesome. Well,
this is great. It's inspired me to want to do more postings on social media. You know, being able to do this and being on with you has really inspired me to. I got to start doing it more.
Oh, yeah. I really hope you come back on soon, for real.
Yeah. For real. Oh, I'll be happy to come back on. You just reach out anytime.
Always awesome to chill with you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Sierra, is Narissa on?
Still? Yes.
Okay, awesome.
You're great, Pedro.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad you did. I have a great time. I had a great time, rather.
Yeah. See you soon, man.
Have a great night, Pedro.
Yeah, have a great evening. Take care.
Bravo. Narissa, hello. Hello. Yes, I'm so excited.
Oh my God. Should we just hop into it and then talk after?
Wait, I can't hear you, babe.
Oh, no.
All right, now we're cooking. Yes, I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Hey, Grandpa, how you doing?
Good, Narissa. How you doing today?
Good. I missed you on the last one. I know you had some technical issues and things of that nature.
I did. You have a beautiful smile, and it gives me an upbeat feeling.
Good. Yay. Hi,
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Is that so? That's a steel drum.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do we want first? The song or the history lesson?
Yes.
Ooh, up to you. Yeah.
So I'll show you what the inside looks like. So usually there are different forms. There's a good couple amounts of different steel pans. It's the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, and it's created from an old oil drum. So it's not that heavy, honestly.
Whoa.
This is the inside.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That's really cool.
And it can come, mine is perforated. So I have two. One back home, and this is what was my gift when I moved up here. I made my godfather makes it. So I was like, I need one for college.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one I requested to be perforated, which just means that there are holes around each note.
Oh, wow.
It just gives a nice, fuller type of sound.
So each of those circles is a different note?
Yes. So the outside, so each of these are a different note. When you go in, it's one octave higher, and then the inner ones is an octave higher of only certain notes. So there's only 5. So C sharp, D, E flat, and E are the only third octave notes in here. Yeah, that's mainly it. So this is the smallest one you can have. It's called a tenor pan, and it's meant for one person. You have double tenor where all the notes like this are split into 2 pans. So you're literally moving left, right. There's the guitar pans, which are 4. It could be 4 or 6, but the band I used to play in high school was 4. So same notes, same octave differences, that type of thing. But you can only find about 3 notes on each pan, roughly. As long as you have the full scale, you're good. So it's 2 here, 2 here. So whoever's playing that will be moving around like this, different angles, or it's literally like you're dancing. And then you have the bass drums, which can be 6, 9, or 12. So 6, you'll be in between 3 on each side. You can curve it how you want to. If it's 9, you basically have pans in front of you. 12, pans all around you, that type of thing. So when we have panorama, which is different bands, different companies, different schools competing with each other, almost like a music festival with steel drums. That's it.
How long you been playing?
Since I was 6.
Wow.
So 24.
Whoa.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right, let's do. I'm ready if you are.
So Brandon, the song we chose, right? I'm only gonna do a verse and a chorus, considering the majority of the song is the same and it's repetitive, and
Sure.
we don't need to go through 3 verses in the chorus of.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
So,
Cool. Let me mute myself.
Y'all got me kind of nervous. It's the first time I pulled this out since.
I'm so excited, and I've never seen someone play the steel drums. So the bar is like, you're gonna impress me no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Really? Okay. So think of Little Mermaid first, because that's what people usually equate it to. Under the Sea.
Yes.
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, I'm so excited.
Let's
go.
Okay, let me see what I can do real quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
Really good. Yeah.
Wow.
You were so right. It is so like clear and bright. So good.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, like when you hear steel drums or steel pan, you think Island Vacation on a beach somewhere or Little Mermaid, but you can play a lot of different things on it, and that's one of the things back home we strive for. So I grew up in a music school, and we actually had to do like level 1 through 8, learning how to read music, playing, doing exams, and having people come be like, oh, you're good to go to the next level. So we learned classical on this. I've done soca, calypso, chutney, all these different genres of music, and we kind of just make it our own with an arranger or somebody of that nature, and bring it to life.
Yeah.
Wow. How long did it take you to learn this one that you just played?
From when I text you, maybe about, I want to say 20 minutes.
The fuck? The fuck?
20 minutes.
It's amazing. Literally amazing. Yeah. Would you mind playing one more? Like, any of the genres you just said? Like, something that you love playing?
So, yeah. I was thinking about it when you asked the prior guest, and I was like, I wonder what I'm gonna play if Brandon asks me, do you want to play something else? Do you have anything in mind? And I do. But it's a little bit more patriotic, and it might be weird, but I'm feeling a little bit patriotic because of the current situation and politics and elections and all that type of stuff. So I honestly thought about playing our national anthem, not the U.S., the Trinidad and Tobago anthem.
Oh, then by all means, do it.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, you're patriotic for this? No, yeah, I would love to hear that.
Because we have a line in our anthem that says, and every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. So it's been resonating within me for a couple of days, weeks type of thing. Yeah. And I know everybody's like sitting, waiting patiently by the TV, like, oh my God. It just needs a sense of calm.
So. Yeah, I'd love it. Please.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sure Sierra's gonna go and research the anthem after this and be like, oh my God.
I'm just gonna spam it. It's just gonna be Black Parade, national anthem, all day tomorrow.
I got you. Okay. Whew. Patriotic. Whew. Sorry, guys.
Right,
yeah. It was that last line that got me.
Wow.
Delightful.
I wish we could have seen what was going on inside of that unit.
Yeah.
Bravo.
It looks, or like it sounds like it's not coming from, it sounds like it's like a music track, like it.
Yeah.
So what I can do, hold on. We're gonna take this stand out. Okay. So that's middle C, D, A, E, B, F sharp, if I'm not mistaken, F sharp, C sharp, A flat, E flat, B flat, F, C. So it goes by, in music, it goes by something called the circle of fifths. So from that first letter, from that first C, you count 5, C, D, E, F, G, next note, keep going. So that's it.
Wow.
So what's the deal with the little mallets you're using? Like, what are those made of?
Oh, so pan sticks. So it's just rubber and wood.
Okay.
So wood, rubber. I just made a post on my Instagram about this, honestly. I said, every good panist has more than one set of sticks. This is just one set of sticks.
Right.
And when it comes to keeping the notes, there's a machine that checks each note to see the frequency, because every note has a different frequency. So if you go to like a regular pan yard or a music school where they're taking time to tune the pans, you'll see a guy with a little hammer connected to a frequency machine, and he literally has a stick in the other hand, and he will be hitting that note until it's that frequency, almost as if you're shaping the pan again itself to get those different notes.
That's so cool.
Wow. That is nuts. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of math.
Well, music is math and math is music.
Right.
So,
but I still love it.
Guys.
Well,
I've sure learned a lot.
Right? Yeah. Now I can be like, we're educational. This is an educational show.
Yeah.
We learn here.
If anybody doesn't have anything else, I mean, we've been doing 3 hours now. I mean, that feels like a really good place to end the show. I don't know.
Gang. Follow our Twitter, guys. Follow our Twitter, guys. We have Twitter, and it's very...
What about what about your Instagram and all that?
Yeah.
Yes, we need your
socials.
and where we can find your work, if anywhere.
Okay, well, I pulled this out for y'all, so I haven't done anything of this on my social media except for maybe playing the anthem when I was still in musical theater school. So
yeah,
we're gonna have to add some stuff, but I pulled this out special for you guys. So
promotion of your acting work or any sort of anything, we can promote it on here.
Yes. So it's Neri Bear, NERI_BEAR. That is my performer page. I am a dancer with Pretty Big Movement as well, which is a full-figured international dance company.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we've done Janet Jackson, Lizzo at the VMAs last year. That whole performance was pretty big. We just did Fashion to Figure and the Nadia Boot. So you can check that out as well.
Where are you based out of again with that troupe?
We're based out of New York.
New York, great. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Cool. And sorry, the Grandpa and Chill has a huge Twitter following now, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're making great strides. Follow us at Grandpa Chill. And we're gonna be posting all these hot ass highlights of all these great performances and got memes and some great moments coming up.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nerissa, for coming on. That was amazing.
That was delightful.
Anytime, guys. You guys are amazing. Grandpa, honestly, I come to see you.
I hope I didn't disappoint you too much, but I really enjoyed your music.
Rosie, I came to see you too.
Yeah, you saw that?
She turned towards you.
That's on my name.
Look at that right there.
She said, don't make me turn around again.
All right. Thank you, Nerissa. Thank you so much. Phines. It's been a long episode. I'm so happy to have you.
Don't be having me out here for 4 hours. Oh my God.
I know, dude. I was watching the whole episode.
I am.
You as payment. That way you're rewarded. I got you.
We're gonna do an hour 20 next week. And then of course, Grandpa, I love you. Always so happy to have you on.
And I love you, Brandon.
And that's our show.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Podcasting with Grandpa Bart and Rosie, always on his shoulder. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Grandpa and Chill is brought to you by your hosts, Brandon Fox, Bart Frank, and Phines Jackson. Our producer is Sierra Doss. You can find episodes old and new on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch the show, and follow us on Twitter for behind-the-scenes moments you can't get anywhere else.